getting ready for an upcoming IRL world building workshop. This is another little world I did, and these are from images from a field trip to, I believe it's Volcano National Park on the Big Island. And we're in Ahale. They sent me an image and I recreated it. And here are some ohia plants, and there is the awesome Grant, who's one of the resource educators. He's a badass. Um, and here, I'll just walk you through real quick. And then what I wanted to do today is do another walkthrough of my presentation, see what is still missing. But yeah, so what I've done is added some cool heights in here and just wanted to create something so they can see what's possible. So the whole goal is for them to learn how to use the tools within Hyperfy and be able to build their own micro worlds that are standards aligned. And this one was based again on a field trip that they took, and they wanted to create something that's some of the kids weren't able to go, and showcase a fun way that they could check out some of the things that the other kids saw. So here's some cool pictures. This is like an event. This is one of the rainbow, I think this is Rainbow Falls, really beautiful waterfalls, some vents in the volcano. And I added a little hype here that connected to some videos. Some of the videos I wasn't sure if I was allowed to show. It has some kids' images, so for privacy, I'm not showing those. But here are some of the ohia plants that I created models out of, and I've been playing with some Meshi. Meshi continuously gets better and better, and it was really cool that it was able to make some low poly versions of that. And here, let me show you some of the outside area right here. I wanted to be able to link up to some more resources for them to learn about there's the Rainbow Falls. So basically what happens is when you walk through this, it'll open up a new browser. There we go. And here's the browser. So they can talk about some of the details about the Rainbow Falls and all that kind of good stuff. And then what I did is I also linked up the other little, I keep walking in, the other portal for them to learn more about Hawaii National Park. So here's some really cool info. These videos are awesome. I wanted to embed them, but for now, I could link them as well. I don't know if these are on YouTube. But yeah, some more information. So especially if they're in a classroom, they could use this kind of like a fun little exploratory little world. They could check out here. You can see the little model I did of the Hale traditional old Hawaiian home style, and some of it's been a little distorted. I just made do with what I had. Ideally, you'd want like a full, like cool picture of it. I had to make it a little low poly, and I did a little skybox inspired from one of the images they had. Obviously, this isn't a real volcano crater, but it's inspired by an image that I uploaded. So yeah, let's get back in here real quick. And you can see this hype here is really cool. It lets you, it should be playing. I'm not sure why it's not playing, but it actually lets you put the volume. The controller should work. Let's see if it does. Let me hit tab. Sometimes it works. It's a little funky. Some of the hypes, again, this is all open source, and some of the hypes are constantly in progress, so their updates are always constantly being made. But yeah, again, this is a world to inspire them to what you can create really rather quickly with some free tools, some paid tools, but mainly free tools, and how you can recreate something fun. So let's get back into, this is the little presentation. And if you've watched any of my previous videos, I did a recent live stream where I kind of walked through, this is an upcoming IRL workshop I'll be doing in Oahu, professional development for teachers. So I'm just going to do the same thing, just a little practice for my upcoming workshop. See if I miss anything, see what needs to be added. So yeah, the gist of this workshop, it's only a one day, it's about 5 hours. So it's going to be a hands-on world building build-a-thon. It's more focused on creativity and experimentation. So failure is a must and encourage. So we'll be using Hyperfy, AI tools, free open source resources, and we'll create curriculum inspired micro worlds that can be viewed in browser, mobile, but mobile has to be highly optimized because it tends to crash on there. So I'm going to change that. and VR. VR actually works really well. I've been building my VR legs. I wanted to do add it on here, but a lot of times it gives me, I can only do it for 10 minutes and I want to go through this and I didn't want to get a headache. So I'm just going to keep it like that. Let me check real quick before I keep going. I'm going to check to make sure that this is actually live on my channel. And hopefully some of you guys will be able to join me on there. It is live. Very cool. Okay, let me open up that screen and I'm going to, there, I'm muting that, but I just wanted to have it open just so in case anybody comments. Let me add in there real quick. If anyone have any questions? Oh, something crashed. There we go. No, it's back. If you have any questions, please feel, let me just finish this real quick and then I'll get back to it. There you go. Okay, so I think we have one person watching, unless it's recording me as watching. But if you're somebody in the audience watching, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy my little walkthrough right now. Okay, so as you can see, I made this in Canva, but I'm just going to keep. So again, I'm just going to walk through and pretend you guys are some of my students. I'll probably do a lot of stops and kind of little extra details for you guys too. So the overview of this workshop, I have made a more condensed version of this presentation just because it was supposed to be 2-day, but it's going to be 2 one-day workshops. So I do have a more condensed version of this as well. So we're going to start out with the intro and overview. And after that, we're going to jump into a little exercise I call Explore Like a Creator. We'll be jumping into world, exploring, and gathering inspiration and kind of getting into that creator builder mindset. And get into the builder mindset. I'm going to add that. Get into the builder mindset. I've been editing and re-editing these so many times, but it's just fun to go through. Okay. And after that, we're going to be diving to what I call the Recreation Challenge. The Recreation Challenge is a challenge where they practice building and using the Hyperfy interface. I have from hyperworld.host, I've gotten 10 worlds. It's awesome that we will be able to use for a month. The teachers will be able to use it up to a month afterwards for free. And I've set all those worlds up. I've gotten the APIs hooked up. I've gotten the Recreation Challenge items in there, and I'll show you guys that here in a little bit. After they practice learning how to use the tools, we're going to be diving into AI tools and resources. So look at a variety of free AI tools, some paid tools, and look at the workflows and all the kind of things I use to build these worlds. And after that, they're going to be building their own micro world. So we're going to look at some of the resources that I've vibe coded for them to use and hopefully spend the majority of time everyone building and me running around helping and having fun watching what they create. And hopefully if we have time, ooh, look at the number. See, this is why it's fun walking through it. A lot of times you stare at things. If any of you guys out here watching are educators, you stare at things and you just miss it because you've been looking at it so much. And I've been looking at this a lot. So it's also fun for me. So I don't mind looking at it, but I miss little things. So one thing they're going to do, and you guys actually here in the audience, you're welcome to take a look at this. Let me paste it right here for you guys if you want to take a look at it. All of this stuff is free resources that you can check out. So I'm going to have them open up that. And from there, this Canva document as well will be included on there for people to look at. So one thing I want to make sure everyone in the workshop knows is everything you will need is in the Notion doc, this little link up here. Let me screw it. Well, yeah, you can see it there. And I do have a YouTube library that goes into detail of how to build and all the Recreation Challenge and the create, explore, create all that stuff. I've done those videos as well. And the world for them will stay live for a month, which is cool. So they'll be able to like build and do whatever. And after that, they can always self-host, or you can use the hosting services, which are $5 a month, which I think is a good deal because they're really on top of it and help. But I'm not promoted to say any of that. I just use it because it's easy. And if I have any issues, they're always helpful. And I'd rather have that, especially when teaching. Okay, so a little overview of Hyperfy. If you're new here, Hyperfy is a browser-based 3D world-building game engine that makes collaborative learning, storytelling, interactive exploration fun and easy to bring into the classroom. Building. because that's the key. You build in there. So how to change that? So it is browser based, no downloads, no installs, no. It doesn't need that. Okay, there we go. Collaborations. Like I could be building with somebody from across the world, which is really cool. All I have to do is give them the build key, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. So it runs what you have. It runs on Chromebooks, laptops, phones, if optimized. I have to add that here. VR headsets. All you do is open the URL on the VR headsets and choose VR mode, and then just pops it into it, which is really fun. And here's a little like diagram that I did. So it shows and compares to the other popular little places kids hang out a lot, which my kid did growing up. Minecraft and Roblox. I'm going to create a world called Mindblocks. I'm going to write that down. Mind blocks. I like that. Mind blocks is where my mind goes when it's tired. Okay, user to create content. Yep, ownership. Yes, you own it because it's open source and custom server engine. Limited. No, it's just a little comparison worksheet. Okay. So the specs, the cool specs is that it will run on lower end computers. Again, the higher the like the try count for any objects, or if you have like a really complex world, it'll run slower and all those kind of things. But generally, especially in the classroom setting, it will run on the school Chromebooks 2019 and above. So how to explore each world, like I've been mentioning, phone, if it's highly optimized, it sometimes runs really well. It's so strange. I think it might be a setting with my phone. I'm going to have to dive into that. VR runs beautifully, and web. And again, web depends on the internet and stuff, but web tends to run really well. Okay, so let's dive into the Explore Like a Creator. Is where a quick world exploring exercise get you into the creator mindset. So like I was mentioning before, there are many things that affect the world load time, like anything you're using. Like if you guys have any videos, anything you guys have ever done on the web, I'm sure everybody in the audience understands. So world size and complexity, the more objects, the longer load time, the larger 3D models, the longer it takes to load. Just like when you're downloading a really long or downloading a big file, everything takes longer. And the same thing, if you have a bunch of objects, it takes it longer to download. Internet speed, let me get some coffee. And optimization, we'll be talking a lot about that too. And browser, so far Chrome and Edge generally work best. If a world doesn't load, try switching browsers. It's usually a good thing. And a lot of times if you're trying to, especially if you're like hosting this with a bunch of students and they're working in pairs, you can have them each load different worlds. And once a world's loaded, they explore that and then they go jump into the other world. Okay, so this is a little fun little thing that I created. I called it Lag Lab, and it's you as educators or anyone here can explore this. And it's a really silly little vibe coded thing. And let me see if I can open it up real quick. Should be here. If not, I will add it to this. I don't know why it's not in here. It should have been in here. Let me just open this one up real quick too. Nope, that's not what I want. Sorry, this will take a second. There it is. I'm going to add it to my right now here. There we go. Okay, this is a silly little thing I vibe coded. And so you can increase the geometry detail of an object and the density of objects. And you can see how she begins to go slower and slower and slower. So it's kind of a nice little visual way to show like, oh, you have a bunch of objects in your world. Your world's gonna run a little bit slower. Here's my little stress test. Oh, hold on one second. I'm gonna have to stop this for a minute. Yeah, how are you? Good, good. I'm glad I was able to get a call.